Right now, at this exact second, you are trading away your entire future for temporary comfort. Think about it. We are bypassing all the pleasantries today because you are losing a quiet, invisible war inside your own mind. The stakes here? They're absolute. Losing means the permanent surrender of your potential. In this explainer, we're looking directly at the comfortable habits that are quietly destroying you. Let's get straight into the first strategy.
Strategy 1. Cultivate productive dissatisfaction.
Your mind is rotting from the inside out. Now, millions of young men are completely blind to this systematic erosion of their agency. They're just losing control. And it's not through some sudden massive catastrophe. No, it's through a slow, almost imperceptible drift into total mediocrity. You trade your massive ambitions for the immediate comfort of a screen. You don't even notice the cage because, well, you're the one building it. This passive acceptance of the ordinary, it acts as a quiet poison. It literally conditions your brain to just surrender the moment any real challenge arises.
To survive this, you have to cultivate productive dissatisfaction. And listen, this isn't about self-hate. It is a violent, burning rejection of your current daily habits. Look at your current output right now. You need to feel an absolute refusal to accept it. This dissatisfaction is the vital spark you need to ignite change in a world that is heavily engineered to keep you numb. But a really chilling suspense hangs over this whole concept. Why do so many people attempt to change, yet they fail? Why does that fire just die? The answer is buried deep inside your own psychological machinery.
Strategy 2. Overwrite your mental software.
The answer lies in the psychological machinery, brilliantly exposed by psychologist Walter Mischel during the famous Stanford marshmallow experiments back in the 1960s. So he placed children in a room with a single marshmallow. The deal was simple: eat it now or wait just 15 minutes for a second one. Decades later, the data they collected was absolutely terrifying. Those who delayed gratification achieved vastly superior life outcomes and built formidable emotional resilience. But those who yielded to instant temptation, they became permanent prisoners of the present moment. If you cannot override your immediate impulses, your future is already forfeited.
Here is the absolute critical pivot. People completely misunderstand this entire framework. They genuinely believe discipline is just some innate genetic gift. That is a lie. Discipline is mental software. It's raw code. And it's code that must be rewritten, overwritten, and ruthlessly forced into execution. You cannot out-discipline a self-image that secretly believes it is destined to lose. If you see yourself as weak, your body automatically obeys that exact command. Your brain will actively sabotage every single effort you make until you overwrite the system.
Strategy 3. Breach the anxiety barrier.
Waiting just beneath the surface of your mind is a violent alarm system. The exact moment you decide to break out of stagnation, a suffocating wave of fear absolutely floods your nervous system. This is the anxiety barrier. It triggers the very second your ambitious new self clashes with your lazy, comfortable habits. It's designed to break you. This brilliantly illustrates Napoleon Hill's absolute law of self-mastery from his work Think and Grow Rich. He stated, "You either control your mind or your mind controls you. There is no hallway compromise." Your weakness is not going to surrender quietly.
So why do you retreat when that anxiety hits? It's because you totally misinterpret it. You think this fear means you're on the wrong path. So what do? You retreat. You fall right back into excuses, procrastination, or even fake illnesses. Your weakness defeats you through devastating familiarity. It knows you. It has memorized your excuses. It knows the exact hour you're going to cave. If you hesitate, if you just sit around waiting for motivation to strike, that anxiety will consume you. You literally lose the battle before it even begins.
Strategy 4. Imprint your subconscious mind.
To actually shatter that anxiety barrier, you have to recognize that fear is the literal gateway to growth. Surface-level awareness? Completely useless. Reading a dozen books changes nothing if the knowledge just hovers on the surface. You must relentlessly imprint new paradigms upon your subconscious mind. Think of it as a highly efficient, entirely unforgiving filing cabinet. Whatever you feed it becomes your operational reality. If you feed it doubt, negativity, and endless societal collapse narratives, your life will inevitably collapse. You have to overwrite this default programming with intense repetition and visualization. Otherwise, fear permanently runs your life.
Strategy 5. Filter destructive digital noise.
This right here is the final defense line in the invisible war for your mind. You simply cannot imprint a powerful subconscious if your environment is constantly poisoning it.
Look, your attention is the most valuable commodity on Earth. Entire industries are dedicated to strip mining it. Everyday media, toxic environments, and modern digital platforms are actively bombarding you. They are precisely engineered to strip your confidence and completely fracture your focus. If you do not take strict, unyielding control of your mental space, this destructive noise will tear down every ounce of discipline you try to build. The architects of distraction are profiting immensely from your wasted potential.
Strategy 6. Prevent total internal decay. When you fail to cultivate that dissatisfaction we talked about, your mental software rots, and the consequences escalate rapidly into 3 brutal stages of total internal decay. First, complacency. You silently drift. You just accept a life far below your actual capabilities because stagnation loves to masquerade as rest. Second, panic. You wake up and realize time is running out. This triggers these erratic, desperate bursts of effort, which are followed immediately by crushing burnout. And finally, surrender. You just give up entirely. You become bitter. You blame the world for a cage that you built yourself. Once you hit this stage, returning to the light is almost impossible. Discipline requires a daily, unyielding war against your own internal weakness. The absolute second you lower your shield, old habits violently drag you back into the dark. History is filled with empires and great men who fell not from external invasions, but from internal rot. They lost mastery over their own minds. Every single day you hesitate, your future self is being robbed. So look closely at your daily habits, look at your impulses, scrutinize your excuses. Which of these paths are you already walking?